Hey there, guys. We just had the live stream for the Black Friday special for Brave Exvius Global. And in this video, I'll be going over the major points, giving you some thoughts, etc. But most of this content is going to be for next week, the Black Friday week. So, this coming week is still kind of like an empty week. This covers the majority of the stuff for the following week. And there are a few of the slides and stuff that I'm not including in the recap. It's mostly stuff either you already know, like the vision card from last week, or just, lore discussion and, stuff like that. This is mostly just focusing on the actual gameplay information and all that kind of stuff. So at the beginning of the live stream, they just touched on the whole compensation issue that's been kind of an ongoing thing. They put out the news recently saying that, we're all going to get the compensation, etc. And basically they just, touched on the news they sent out. No new information, just, repeating what we already knew. We've already covered this quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and move right along. Some of the other stuff is some seasonal celebration weekly free 14+1s. So basically the weekly free pull is just going to continue on. 15 units get a guaranteed Neo for free. You might get more than that. And this is going to go on until January 3rd. So I guess, they're going to continue to extend it. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if on January 3rd they do a whole new one, New Year's weekly free pull. Basically, we're going to be getting free pulls once a week, which is awesome. We love free pulls. Something else is the Black Friday login bonus. Again, just showing you more gifts. You're going to get the special ticket. You're going to get yet another source of replica lapis and some, guaranteed EX pulls, guaranteed Neo EX pulls, etc. Free stuff is awesome. And more stuff. Excuse me, I got my throat hurting tonight. This is just, the same kind of shop we've currently had. This is the third version of the shop, the seasonal celebration. Stuff like that. So, select tickets, fragments, etc., kind of like we've been getting. Then we get on to the interesting stuff, our new units. There are two new units. There is the Hayo and Panthera Ultimus, which is primarily a fire unit, he seems to be. And the other one is Veritas of the Frost, is a global exclusive as well. And as we can tell from the vision cards during the preview, these are both premium units. They did not mention if they're limited time or not. I doubt they will be because they're like global originals. They're not collaborations. They're probably going to be permanent units, but it wasn't mentioned. So we'll have to see for sure on November 23rd. And basically, it's kind of a callback to last year. Last year for Black Friday, we had another double premium banner. It was the Nier collaboration with A2 and 2B. So double premium, I guess, is not that unheard of. But once again, for Black Friday, it is a double premium banner. And also, I will mention during the live stream, they covered a bunch of special bundles for cash. Spend $100, get cash bundles, etc. We're not going to cover that in the news. That'll be shown in the in-game news, I assume, Black Friday week. But as far as the units, so Hayo and Panthera Ultimus, basically he is based on the Hayo from Season 2, and if I'm saying his name wrong, oh well, that's the way I say it. And yeah, so it's pretty much the same unit we already know from Season 2. They did cover some of the lore of him during the stream, and I could be wrong here, but I think some of this lore is like retconned to make sense for them, because I don't think Hayo and Frost Veritas actually even ever met in Season 2, but according to the slides here, Hayo and Frost Veritas were like mortal enemies or something. It's very strange. I could be totally misremembering. If that's the case, let me know in the comments. But as far as I remember, Frost Veritas was already just out of the picture before Season 1 even happened. So how did he fight? How did they fight in Season 2? I don't No. Anyway, that's just a lore thing. I'm not that big on it, so whatever. And as far as the unit, he is a Brave Shifter. In the base form, he's got his little red lightsaber. In the shift form, he's got his little fire claws. If you remember, Infernal Fire Rain has the same kind of style. And there you go. So very, very cool looking. I like the sprites. As I've said before, I am a fan of Hayo himself. So pretty cool to see this. And as far as the little teaser image they showed in the news the other day, you can see they kind of tried to throw you off. They took a teaser image of the Panther's tail. Like, yeah, that was a little unfair to guess what the unit was from this little slivet of the tail in the back, but there it was. And let's see, the Limit Burst is right here. Now this is only the base form Limit Burst, and there may be modifiers to it. The shifted LB may be stronger, etc. We don't know, but you know, from what we can see right here, it's a 450 or a 5 times 20 is a 550 in Clash of Wills. I'm going to assume the shifted LB is a lot better, or it'll have modifier buffs because that's obviously very, very low for today's standards. So I'm pretty sure this is not going to be his primary damage. That being said, big thumbs up that once again they are giving us the actual numerical information so that we can see what is going on here. And again, we're going to kind of speed through a lot of these. These are just like unit information slides. We're not really going to spend a lot of time on this. But, actually, hold on one second. There we go. Okay, so this, in Clash of Wills, he has the AoE 100% ramping fire amplify. Now, I do know on the screen right here, it's written very strangely, kind of hard to understand. On the stream itself, Tony did clarify what it is. It's the ramping amplify. Same as Malphase, same as Addison Rae, same as, what's her name? Melissa, all of them. So fire, ramping amplify to 100%. Very nice. And then he's got this right here, in Peril Field, 40% fire in Peril Field. So I guess sad face for Galoof. I guess they're kind of killing off Galoof, maybe, before he even releases. We'll have to see the whole kit to make that determination. But, yeah, he seems to be a 40% fire in Peril Field, which is pretty nice. Right here is his EX2 ability. It's just, you know, stats and all that, no big deal. And his leader skill. So his leader skill is 600% in Dark Visions to Clash of Wills Fire, Clash of Wills Ice, but also notice right here, to Fire as a whole, meaning Genesis. So Genesis can be upgraded with his leader skill. Now that being said, in Dark Visions, you might still want something like, you know, Roka or Deity Titus or whatever, you know, a 750. But it's something. It's 600. And then in Clash of Wills, it's 900 to Fire, Clash of Wills Fire, Clash of Wills Ice. Notice this right here. In Clash of Wills, it is 900 to Fire as a general category, meaning Genesis. Genesis now has a 900% Clash of Wills leader skill. That's really strong. That is really good. Now, that being said, Genesis is going to honestly just hit the boss and do nothing else. He's going to contribute absolutely no utility in Clash of Wills. But he's going to hit the boss really, really hard. Is it worth taking him? No idea. But I figured I'd mention that. Genesis now has a way to come into Clash of Wills that is really good. And, you know, people actually used to use him in Clash of Wills, even like with no leader skill at all or something, and he was still sometimes useful. STMR and TMR, so the TMR is good. I mean, it's good. It's 100 double hand, 50 attack, and 50 LB down. I mean, that's really good. That is really good. That's basically, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, that's basically, what's it called? All you need is, I don't know, the special armory ticket materia. All you need is strength. What is it called? I don't know. The armory ticket, which is double hand and LB damage. I think it's the same thing, isn't it? Isn't it the exact same thing? Anyway, It's really good. And then, oh, actually, that one actually might be 100 LB damage. I don't know. Whatever, we're going to move on. So the STMR is a two-handed fist weapon with 1,000 attack power to himself only. Pretty good, pretty good. And then it gives killer to demon, human, and machines to anyone else that wears it, but they won't get the attack power. And then lastly is the vision card. Here's what I was talking about, all the lore where Hayo and Frost Veritas are fighting in the vision cards, and they kept going on and on during the stream about how they're mortal enemies or something. I'm pretty sure this didn't actually happen in game, so this is totally made up for the sake of this week. But whatever, it's fine. Who cares? And then here is his vision card. So his vision card, as we can see here, is a premium vision card. Probably going to require EX3, almost certainly. So basically, it's a slightly better Richt card, except it is locked to Clash of Wills fire category only. So Ayabrea, Hayo, Dwayne, Cleome. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. Kier. Yeah. So basically, only the fire Clash of Wills units. And the only difference between this one and Rick's card is this one also has 50% fire and ice resist and 50% demon, human, and machine killer. Other than that, all the rest are the same as Rick's card. Still, it's really, really good for those units I listed. And then during the stream, there was a technical issue. The stream got cut off for like 5 minutes. I just figured I'd, for the amusement factor. It's kind of funny. People in the chat kept making jokes about unexpected circumstances or whatever. But funny thing is, they had a screen ready to go just in case. So maybe the circumstances were not as unexpected as you might have thought. Anyway, then the stream resumed after the cutoff. And now we're going over Veritas of the Frost. So again, right here, you can look at a little bit of lore if you're interested in that. And then here's some of the abilities. So once again, we have Arcane Supplementation. And I do know that I kind of made fun of the fact that they're reusing abilities. And again, I do think it'd be more interesting if you just repackage this slightly if you really want to get it. But, whatever. It's not that big a deal for me. It would be nice to make it more unique, but I'm not upset or anything that they're just reusing an ability, because it's a really good ability. And now we have 3 units that can do it. So Dwayne, Chow, and Veritas of the Frost can all do this. It seems to be they're kind of expecting you to, I guess, always have this active in Clash of Wills during your burst turn. And I would not be surprised if they start tuning around the assumption of having this active. But who knows? Here's some abilities. This, as you'll notice, does not say Clash of Wills only. So, Icy Grasp, 89 defense, and Spirit Break. So we now have a premium Dark Visions breaker. It really all depends on how the damage is for Veritas of the Frost. But if his damage is very, very high, that could be worth using even if you don't go for Ice Element. Like, you could maybe stick them on a fire team or something, and it would potentially still be worth using. It all depends on how much damage they deal. And if they get the Clash of Wills support category tag because of being a breaker, then they could go on basically all the teams. They could go on Titus's team, Roka's team, they could go on Lightning's team, they could go on... Who was the first one? No, it was Lightning. It was Lightning, Roka. Wasn't there another 900 leader? Lightning, Roka, Titus. I'm forgetting one, and it's driving me insane. There's got to be one more. There was definitely one more. I cannot think of who the other one is. It was Lightning, Roka. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here all day and think of it. I swear, I think there was one more. But in any case, you get the idea. And then moving forward, any future leaders, they could get that leader's go. If they get the category, I do not know if they're going to get Clash of Wills support category. They may not. Also, it seems like they're an SLB unit, by the way. So they are not Brave Shift. And as far as leader skill, Same as Hayo's, except in not in Clash of Wills, in Dark Visions, it's 650 instead of 600, and it's ice. It's ice, and then Clash Ice, Clash Fire, and Clash Support. But ice is the main one. So the only one that would probably go on this party if you're going for like the big ice setup would be like Yish, the new Yish, because her damage is actually pretty good. But yeah, there you go. And then the STMR and TMR. So the TMR is good. It's 100 true dual wield for physical with some evasion and 40 attack. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then the STMR is 100 true dual wield, 100 attack, and then 100 killer to demon and human. So even if you're not going like dual wield build, that's still 100% demon and human killer. That's really good. That can go on any physical unit, whether they're true dual wield or not. It can also go on physical mages, like, you know, Nora, Malphase, Ibarra, Olive, whoever. You know, you get the idea. Regina, if you really want to go old school. But yeah, really, really nice STMR. The vision card is, you know, again, they have a little bit of lore while they're fighting. This is actually a different vision card. The same style of graphic, but it's actually a different one. But again, in both the vision cards, these two units are fighting each other. And then here is the vision card. So again, it is a premium card, which is how we know that Frost Veritas will be a premium unit. Notice it is attack and defense. It is not attack and magic. So there you go. This one is for all Clash of Wills categories, so the exact same thing as Richt. So as far as this is actually just better than Richt's card for all physical units, because physical units, you know, you don't care about the magic, but this can give you some bulk on a physical unit. Also, I guess it is now the best card for Lilith. This is the first 170 card that Lilith qualifies for. So for anyone that's still, you know, really enjoying your Temptress Lilith, there you go. That is now her new best card. It requires an EX3 Veritas of the Frost. And here we go again. This is a little bit unfortunate. So just like the Chow card, there is now a special banner-only vision card for both of these units. So attack 140, attack 80, attack 500, LB damage 100, some resistances, and then killers versus humans and machines. That is for everyone. So this is obviously a pretty decent card, not as good as the 170s, but still really good. And then for Hayo and Veritas only, an extra 1,000 attack power. So this is a 1,500 attack power card for those two units, which means, once again, just like the Chow card, if you use only tickets and you get these units, you will not have this card without doing their step up, and they're going to, depends on calculations, I got to see the whole kit, but probably not be at their max potential if you don't get this card, which is a little bit unfortunate. Then again, depending on the price, I would assume it's going to be 28K, but I have no idea. We'll see. And then, oh yeah, there's going to be a story event. You know, we haven't seen these in a while from Global. Not since, I think the last one from Global was the Richt story event back in the anniversary. So, what, 5 months ago? Anyway, another Global original story event, and this is going to give you the information about Hayo and Frost Veritas and when a man once hailed as a hero bars his way and Hayo's resolve is put to the test, blah, blah, blah. It'll be a story event. Hopefully it's pretty cool. That'll be available on Black Friday week. And here's some gear from the story event. You know, it's fine. It's, you know, whatever. The keepsake over here has guts on it. That's always nice. This is just, you know, a lot of stats on this material, kind of nice. But the helmet is actually amazing. So the helmet is 20% physical evasion on a heavy helm. That is the best in the game. I believe the highest evasion helmet, just period, is 15%, and it's a hat. It's not even a helmet, it's a hat. So Bruce's STMR is 15 evasion. This is now the highest evasion in the head slot, I believe. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. This is the kind of stuff I love. Like literally unique gear that has a use. So that is, like I said, the best evasion slot in the game for the head slot. This is probably my most excited thing in the live stream. So during the story event, there is going to be a boss battle. If you remember, we haven't had these for years, but if you remember the really, really old school story events that used to have, it was like, 10 stages of story event, and then at the end, they had like the boss rush EX stage at the end. They eventually stopped doing those because they were too challenging and people got kind of frustrated and they just stopped doing them. They stopped doing the special bosses at the end. Well, they are adding a special hidden difficulty. Now, they clarified in the live stream the regular way to do this boss will be fine. It'll be easy, probably like a turn 1 kill or who cares, whatever. But there's going to be a special way to activate like ultimate mode or something, which then they said this is going to turn into a special, extremely challenging version that is just for bragging rights. There is no reward whatsoever for beating the super version. It is only for fun. So if you don't care about really challenging bosses, you can completely ignore it. You are missing nothing. On the other hand, for people that just want something really fun and challenging to play around with, I'm extremely excited about this because I'm hoping it's a really fun and interesting and challenging boss, and I'm hoping they did not make it challenging by making it annoying. That's kind of the fine line here, is you want challenge, but you don't want it to be irritating challenge. And an example of that would be the Clash of Wills boss from 2 months ago. I already forgot that the plant, I think it was the plant, the songstress, that was challenge in an unfun way, forcing you to kill your own party. I don't want that, but I do want extreme challenge, like, for example, the original Kefka series boss battle. And as I mentioned that, we're going to actually skip a little bit in the stream, because I kind of segued into it, is look right here. Something else being previewed is future Clash of Wills. Certain morale conditions may make the boss more powerful. Keep a careful eye on the boss to see what state it is in. If you look at the example image right here, that is the Kefka from the series boss battle. And if you remember how they recently upgraded the Sephiroth series boss battle for global, I thought that was super awesome of them to do that. If they're going to go back to some of the actual really fun series boss battles, like Kefka, X-Death, there were some other really fun ones. Emperor was really hard and fun while he was a thing. What was the other early one? Chaotic Darkness was early, but he was actually really easy. It was Kefka, X-Death, Emperor. There was one more hard, challenging series boss battle. And again, we're not going to sit here and let me think about it. Anyway, you get the idea. If they're going to be going back to series boss battles and making them all updated for modern day units, kind of like they did for Sephiroth, and if they add like morale bar to it and stuff, that can be super awesome, and I am beyond hyped for this. I cannot wait to go, because I mean, like I said, Kefka, the series boss battle Kefka, if you did it before you power crept it, it was really hard. It was really satisfying. It was amazing. It was super well done. The soundtrack was very nostalgic. Definitely one of the top 5 fights in the entire game of Brave Exvius was the Kefka series boss battle. Unfortunately, I do know that the majority of players have only gotten to experience it after power creep, so they went in there and turn 1 OTK'd it with like a Neo Visions unit, and you're like, this fight was dumb. Well, if you did it during the time period it was meant for, it was really hard and very satisfying and awesome. So yes, I cannot wait for them to bring the older series boss battles back to modern relevance. Because the first like 4 or 5 were really, really fun and challenging. Then they kind of went really downhill from there. But the first few were awesome. X-Death as well. Do you remember X-Death? If you the very first series boss battle, going in there and him like vacuuming your specific party slots, and then the phase 2 with the what's it called, hyperdrive or whatever. Anyway, series boss battles back in the day used to be awesome. Let's go back to what the stream we were talking about. So here is the Clash of Wills preview. Honestly, this looks like a enemy from Breath of Fire, either 2 or Breath of Fire 3. Am I wrong here? It looks very similar to like a Breath of Fire enemy from the either Super Nintendo or the PlayStation era Breath of Fires. It's not like an exact enemy from that game, at least I don't think so. Just the art style it totally reminds me of like Breath of Fire 3 enemies. Anyway, his name is Lynx X05, Machine, Human, Demon, Fire, Ice, Water, Light, etc. And here's some preview stuff. I'm not really going to go over it too much. We'll go over this more during the actual news video in-game. But there you go. And the last thing for the live stream was the unit popularity poll results. So from number 5 to number 1, Dark Rain got number 5. They said on the stream the number 5, 4, and 3 were very unusual choices. They don't really understand them. I got to agree, I don't either. If people voted for them, by all means, if you like them, go for it. But Dark Rain got number 5. I guess he was kind of cool. His story event was kind of cool. He's got a cool CG. The idea of Dark Rain was kind of interesting. That's fine. Ayaka, number 4. So the reason for that is probably because, as people keep telling me, she was a really big deal back in the old days. I think she was like the first 7-star healer, I think. Anyway, she got number 4. Number 3 is Aldi. This one is hilarious. So this unit was never released in Global. I believe it was a unit during the Elnath story event. Another unit we skipped in Global. We skipped the entire story event and the unit and the banner. This was a 4-star on the Elnath banner. And Global never got it. So I think the reason this got so many votes is I think people were scrolling down the list, and he is the first unit you see, alphabetical order, that was never released in Global. So as they scrolled down the list, they immediately saw, oh, who's this? I've never seen him. Let me vote for him. So yeah, there were actually a bunch of units on that list that were never came to Global. Aldi, Cantalina. There's a bunch more too. I can't think of them all, but I do remember seeing Cantalina on that list as well. Another unit Global skipped, but it was in the vote. But yeah, Aldi was the first one on the list that people saw alphabetical order. So he got a lot of votes. He got the third most amount of votes. Maybe that's a way for them to ask the developers to please stop skipping JP units. So maybe in the next unit vote, we can vote for Cater, we can vote for Maria, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, number 2 is Wilhelm. Again, just me personally, I'm not judging or anything. It's just like, I do know Wilhelm is very, very popular, and I do know he was one of the original big tanks, etc., etc. I've never been a huge Wilhelm fan. Like, he doesn't really have any lore in the game. I don't think his sprite's anything amazing. I know people always say, but his mustache. But anyway, he is the number 2 vote. Not a personal favorite of mine, but he's fine. And then number 1 is Hayo. So kind of funny that Hayo won. It's actually a unit I really like. I'm kind of happy to see that. But as they said on the live stream, because Hayo is already getting a brand new unit, literally this coming week and a half, instead of Hayo getting the first place prize, they're going to give it to Wilhelm. So Wilhelm is going to get a new global exclusive version as our quote-unquote actual winner because Hayo is already getting a unit. But they did say they're going to try to do something for Hayo, either a vision card or something. They're going to try to do something to honor the fact that he actually did win the vote. But the new unit is going to Wilhelm. And that's kind of it. That was the entirety of the live stream. So hopefully it's been... I'm sorry, that actually was not the entirety. Then they also had some information about login gifts. They're going to give you a bunch of login gifts. And then there was like a little game show at the end where they did like a guessing thing. It's like a word search. I don't know what it was. I wasn't really paying a ton of attention. It's like hidden beneath the mask. And if you do the word search or something with hidden beneath the mask, you get like a T-shirt. I don't know, some kind of raffle for a T-shirt. And then the last thing is they did like a little game show where they balanced coins on a table, just like just fun and games. And Tony won, so yay! Anyway, that was it. So we don't really have any kind of in-game stuff going on for this coming week. Very, very slow week. I'll maybe do some kind of video about something. But the big information, all of this happens during Black Friday or Thanksgiving week about 10 days from now. So, see you then.